point of view here.
Yeah, and it's hard to get practice on it because even if you're trying to ladder with it unbanned, like I ladder with it unbanned, I've only played it one time out of like 40
Yeah,
or 50
but yeah,
games.
99% people also has it vetoed.
Yeah,
So yeah, an extra veto for you. Good job.
exactly. But I actually think it's I think it's not a bad PvP map, at least the way it plays in the beginning. I do think playing against carriers on it is extremely difficult. But
Yeah.
outside of carrier, I like it. It's a two-player map where you can easily avoid getting gas stolen because you can full wall with barracks and then one depot, and your marine will come out on the correct side on both spawns. How do you feel PvT Metropolis?
Well, even if I get a turn in the future, so yeah, I will ban Metropolis.
Yeah. All right. Looks like our players are ready to hop into the first game. So here we go. First game, Dewalt versus TerrOr on Metropolis.
Alright guys, the game has begun. Top left corner, blue, TerrOr.
And spawning in the bottom left corner, the Russian King, Red Protoss, Dewalt. So I fully expect Dewalt going to be feeling very confident to play as standard as possible. I don't really ever see Dewalt doing anything overly weird or crazy. And yeah, I'm sure he's very confident coming into this. But TerrOr's he's not free. He can definitely be pretty difficult to handle.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely there are ways for Terrans to like even like theoretically worse Terrans to beat theoretically better Protosses, or with certain build orders, more ogre-like, more others, other less ogre or ogre-likes. For example, that would be like skipping eBay, you know, for factory push, no armor just tanks, vultures.
I'll tell you what, after watching Wolfix against Dewalt, I would be scared to do the 4 factory push because Dewalt did 4 gate Reaver off of 2 days.
Yeah, I heard about that. I told Wolfix the same thing, what he needs to do, just keep safety measures.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Alright, keep an eye on anything weird coming out. Is this going to be...
barracks, no barracks.
Yeah, I was about to say, it looks like we might be looking towards a 13cc here. So TerrOr, like you said, he's going to pull out a little bit of something. So going to be that 13cc opener from TerrOr.
Okay, so as the Terran player, what you don't want Protoss to do is, yeah, you want immediate cybernetic core, and yeah, this is what you want to see actually.
Yeah, because a Zealot against this is pretty much a death sentence, right?
Maybe not a death sentence, like Stork wouldn't agree with you right here, but yeah, it's probably uncomfortable.
Yeah, so gonna be throwing on the barracks in the front wall here, kind of get a little semi-wall going with his CC, all pretty standard for something like a 13cc build. And yeah, so this should be a decent opening here for TerrOr, gonna get him a little bit of an edge for sure.
Yeah, what's interesting is that Dewalt skips entirely the scouting, so he's gonna find out really late. And this is important because he's probably gonna get like 2 dragoons, which gonna end up like you'll have to also skip a prop or 2 because of the pylon block. So yeah, this is good for Terran.
Yeah, is this gonna be a goon scout? I guess at this point.
Look at that mining from Protoss. I hate if I have any buildings between Nexus and Gas.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll make that these probes will make that move towards pylon. Let's wait for it.
Yeah,
there was slight disturbance here, like it was a little bit extra slower.
Yeah, you can see it every like few rounds. It's like a little bit delayed. Yeah, and Yeah, a lot of the pathing gets messed up pretty easily. A lot of people don't realize the very season confirms this is a very early CC for Terror. But no reaction from Dewalt. It's like, fine. We can have it.
I mean, not like you can do anything about it. Like,
yeah. Well, you can complain.
oh yeah, you could mumble something under your nose.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna mention the thing about some of the thing. So sometimes people put buildings down, they don't realize that it messes with the pathing the way it does. Like even here on the right, or here on the bottom below the nexus. Like I see a lot of Terrans will put a depot like a few pixels off to the right of that mineral patch, and it actually messes up the mining quite a bit. Even though it's not technically in the way, it's just messing stuff up.
Yeah. Okay, so
we are getting the eBay.
Yeah, standard. Dewalt is going for Gunage, so he will look for some damage dealt onto the bunker. One dragon hit is 1 mineral from Terra. That's mine.
Those are the details that you didn't know you needed to know. But
micro, micro!
Oh my god.
If
Very important.
Dewalt right click on the bunker,
the game would have been over.
Yeah.
Yeah, good unload from Terror to kind of punish Dewalt, or not really punish Dewalt, but kind of recover from the situation because of Dewalt not clicking the bunker there. So definitely a very scary moment for Terror. Gonna have his tanks coming with siege mode now as he just continues to repair, but
yeah,
overall,
this is still, even though it the bunker did not explode, I'm sure it caused panic in Terror's movements. So maybe he's forgotten an SCV or two because of that.
Yeah, that's very possible. And Dewalt being very annoying, just kind of skirting to the right side a little bit. He did also have the unfortunate spawn here. It's kind of annoying trying to get into range to shoot the bunker from this angle because the bunker has a little bit more range shooting from north to south like that.
Oh yeah. Wonder why is that? Oh well.
This is, this is how the game was meant to be.
Probably because bunker is like 3 hexes wide and 2 hexes height. Because of that, probably.
Yeah.
That
Probably something more like
half a hex advantage or something.
You don't think someone in Blizzard was like, "Hey, let's make the bunker shoot further down than up"?
Oh, let's see the shuffle movement. Full turret circle, or yeah, because there's there's one missing position at the
right
top. Yeah, it's hard to make a full turret circle on this map. A lot of turrets to be built.
Yeah, looks like Dewalt's not gonna test it and find out though. He's just kind of gonna assume at this point when he sees that many, he's just gonna assume. Actually going for a bust on the front.
Ambitious.
Very ambitious. And maybe he is gonna circle around and be able to find this gap.
Will he?
No, okay.
No map hack from the Julia was not right this time.
Confirmed Dewalt is not cheating, guys. Very important. Very important information to have.
Okay, it's about time we build a macro pylon so we can build infinite amount of gateways. Because the TerrOr is already exploding to these 4+ factories. 5. While Dewalt is still sitting on 2 gateways. Oh, can we try to lock the vultures? Not entirely, but some partial damages also. Yeah, this is and emergency pylons.
Yeah, they're gonna get in here and not gonna get in here. Oh, sorry, we are gonna get in here. So gonna slip in the right side, see that the nexus is up and not mining it. You're gonna be able to catch a couple probes potentially.
Wow, you have to keep no, yes, no, yes.
Yeah, kind of an annoying moment for Dewalt there.
Wow. Well, there is a river, but he doesn't have scarabs. Wow,
this is
2
going
vultures,
very
5
poorly.
5 HP each of them. How many probe kills? Scarabs, no problem. Like, better Terran, no problem. This Scarab never hits me. I'm the fastest unit in the world.
Oh man, those two vultures. The timing of when they came to check that natural with that pylon finishing, so annoying for Dewalt, actually.
Yeah, it's like he wanted to cancel it, but wow, nice scan.
Yeah, I mean, game state looking pretty good for Terra right now. Dewalt,
Yes.
did he go up to 3 Reavers? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, he wants to keep building them in case he loses one.
Okay. And I guess Terra's gonna try to macro out of this. We see the starport on the way, 3rd CC. Okay, I didn't realize that was already done too. So 3rd CC done, starport on the way. So if he gets his high ground with very little contest, he is going to be extremely happy in this game state.
Yeah, that's a big if. Like, Dewalt understands what TerrOr wants to do. He's got Reavers in position.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard getting up that ramp with a bunch of Reavers, especially Dewalt Reavers, right? Even scarier would be Bonnet Reavers, but luckily it's just Dewalt Reavers. And I wouldn't even mind bringing a couple SCVs to mine this patch out, to be honest with you. It's so annoying trying to push up this.
These bases, the reason why I don't like this map is because of these mineral fields. Makes it so hard to do anything about these expansions. So I don't want to have anything to do with this map. Okay, so expansion secured. I like the dots on the minimap here and there, providing extra vision. Like 12 o'clock and earlier on 9 o'clock with that pylon. In case of a dropship.
3 Goliath pick off. And yeah, I think Splatter Pylon's very, very good. Ooh, almost losing a Reaver there, taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, 2 connections. Okay, Devalt's taking bottom right. So yeah, I think this is when TerrOr should be more active with vultures on the map, like take this pack of vultures on the map and plant mines everywhere and harass bottom right, for example, I think. Or is he worried about that Dewalt is gonna just try to contest his third base, maybe?
Yeah, maybe he's worried about a bust or something, potentially. But game state looking really good for TerrOr right now. 3rd base up and running, supply looking great for him. And yeah, like you said, like it would be nice for him to get these vultures out on the map, but it seems like he's a little bit scared.
Or maybe he wants to not lose too many so he can maximize his push potential. Maybe he wants to attack very soon.
Yeah, a lot of factories going on. Yeah, that could also be it, right? He may just be looking for a very strong push timing off of these 3 bases.
And look at that pylon, yeah. It's just...
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, Terror's gonna be like 2-1 maxed at a very early timing. It can be very, very scary. Pro transfer coming down on bottom right. Here's some scans going down for Terror. Just checking, it looks like for the tech from Dewalt, but it is nothing too fancy or crazy coming from Dewalt.
Just the mere existence of this dropship is so important. Like, you can just sit idle with this dropship, don't commit it, and the goons will be just in position. And this allows you to move out with your army on the map.
Yeah, great play from Terror. Yeah, this is something I need to start doing way more. It's basically forcing errors, right? Kind of taxing your opponent and creating opportunities for yourself.
Yes. It just it allows you to move freely on the map. I think it's its biggest advantage. Look how many goons chasing everywhere. You can just move out. I mean, there is an observer, sure, watching for that move out, but yeah, it definitely allows you to just go out, siege in the middle, in the center of the map instead of fighting for every inch of them.
Yeah, and this is uncomfortable for Dewalt because he's been chasing all these vultures and dropships and everything. Like you said, if the move out was coming from Terror, Dewalt wouldn't be able to get in position as early as he would like to have, right?
And
we've
two,
got units spread everywhere.
he has been occupied by the dropship and water, so he didn't really expand in time. Not sure if he wanted, maybe that wasn't his intention, but I would imagine 402 wouldn't be that much of a waste at this stage in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, now he's trying to get his army back together. We got a bunch of goons coming all the way from the bottom right. Is picking off some vultures, getting some pretty nice scarab shots
One
to
to
start.
finish.
Yep, 1-2 is done. I think, is Terra moving to take 12 o'clock? That's what it looked like. Yeah, potentially here.
So yeah, while moving out, let's take a base. That's also good and normal. Ooh, well, the doors are not completely shut, so this will allow Dewalt to really deal a lot of damage to this base. 2 high Templars. Where is the storm? Like, he could storm so many SCVs, but this storm is huge, but there's not enough high Templars to deal that damage anymore, and this army is trapped, although it will trade potentially fairly well, but I don't know. I don't know. It feels like Terran should be happy with this.
Yeah, I feel like you can be happy, and especially because we're so close to the push from here to Dewalt's main base, and we see that Terra pivoting down after that attack from Dewalt, and he's just immediately here at the natural. Great reaver shots, though.
Yeah, I'm like, well, what is this dropship doing over here? It's like search for like, I don't know, plus vision.
It's for dodging scarabs with pickups.
Extremely well done by TerrOr in the end. I mean, this was a decision, Devil's decision to create chaos in the game rather than confronting Protoss head on. But yeah, Dewalt is definitely in a lot of trouble given that Dewalt has not built any gateways really in the bottom right corner. High Templars are being dropped, but High Templars are being picked apart before they were able to storm. Wow.
Yeah, and it's not like this is even all in for Terra. Like it's obviously getting tons of damage. We're killing multiple bases, trading super well, but we also have this 12 o'clock base done in the meantime. And 3-2 probably on the way surely as well, so
you know what? So it's like I'm rooting for TerrOr, but if TerrOr beats Dewalt, should I really be rooting for him?
I've thought about this before too, right? Where it's like, oh, I want this team to win, so I don't have to play the better team, and then it's like, well, wait a second, that doesn't make sense.
Nice strategy usage, actually. So yeah, while this game looks like it's over, like Dewalt tries to make it not so. Makes the best out of the situation he's in.
Yeah, I mean, he is slowly kind of cleaning us up. We got the reinforcements coming in for
yeah, these 2 sea shanks on the 6 o'clock as well, like how much damage, like I see no proc mining. Yeah. GG is called.
GG. Terra gonna take an easy game 1 over Dewalt.
What can I say? Tech and Dragon strategy to took out the Dewalt from winner bracket is working.
Yeah, all planned for sure. Yeah, very, very smart.
It's probably like 5 or 6 AM already in where Dewalt lives.
That's true, it is probably pretty late for him, or early, depending on how you look at it. Alright, and that was Dewalt's map pick. Terror pulling up the 13cc on game 1. Gonna pick up that first game and take a 1-0 lead over Dewalt. Our next map is gonna be on Radeon, Terror's pick. Which I kind of like Radeon TVP as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I just don't like Metropolis.
Yeah,
Dewalt still picked it for some reason. Wonder why? Because all other maps are also bad for Protoss. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I wonder.
Yeah, I don't really like this map pool for Protoss, but yeah, I guess in a sense it's a good map pool. Like Protoss don't like it because we've had many championships, you know, me and Dewalt. So I understand Zero's logic.
Yeah. All right. Looks like our players are ready. So we are going to hop into game 2 here of Dewalt versus Terror on Radeon.
The game has begun. We have IRK Devil spawning in top right corner as red process.
His opponent taking out Dewalt in game 1, much to people's surprise, we have TerrOr.
Yeah, he probably did not bet on Devil this time around, so he's giving his best.
Yeah, I wonder what else TerrOr has in store for us here. Imagine he goes 13 CC 2 games in a row. What are the odds of this?
I mean, this
It's
map
not a bad
is...
map for it.
Yeah, exactly. It is surprisingly good for this kind of stuff. So Radeon, Deja Vu,
Yeah.
Metropolis is so whoa. Some lag.
A little bit of lag thing.
Yeah, I know Dewalt, and he's always been very pissed about any lag moment. So like an extra it's okay if you win, right? But if you lose and there is lag, it's an extra tilting.
Oh, absolutely. No, if I win, it's because I was able to beat you despite the lag, and if you win, it's because of the lag.
Oh yeah, you got this right. Experienced StarCraft player.
Yeah. Alright, no crazy early CC from TerrOr this time.
Refinery.
Yeah, pretty good 12 gas timing as well. It was 138, so means TerrOr's at least boosting pretty decently here. So gonna have a decent factory timing.
I don't know. I saw 2 SCVs mining from the same mineral field, despite being there like 7 SCVs in total.
Well, that just means he was boosting so good that he was still able to mine efficiently.
Wow.
While mining inefficiently.
Yeah, also interesting to see like Devil's approach after a loss. So is he gonna change his approach? Let's go open up with Razz, or is he gonna be like, I'm not gonna change anything. I just happen to make a bad decision, or maybe you happen to be lucky with the opener. I'm gonna take the game number 2. Seems like it's still happening.
Yep. Yeah, this is kind of what I was wondering. You kind of get into these meta games a little bit in series like this, where as TerrOr, that's why I was like, I kind of wanted to go for the 13th CC again, because you're thinking your opponent is surely thinking, no way he does that again, because obviously I would just go Zealot and he'll lose, right? So, yeah, Dewalt is skipping that Zealot, but no metagaming like that. But that's one of the interesting things to me in series, is when you start trying to get into each other's heads like that.
On the other hand, it's nice to mix things up, so you're not getting too predictable. In a sense that, well, you expect certain scenarios, but when you mix things up, the timings of all the stuff are different.
Sure. But tell me, Bonnet, name something more unpredictable than 5 13 CCs in a row. Nobody would ever predict that.
I don't know, after the third time you may get suspicious.
That's fair, that's fair. Also, we are going for a 2-fact, by the way. I was not really paying attention, did not realize this is what we're doing, but it's going to be a 2-fact push from TerrOr.
Primaries pretend that, well, everything is fine here, just the standard.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just casually skipping the bunker. It's fine.
Robotics. Violence been made, another gun.
Now he's gonna poke in, gonna pick off this marine, which this is already kind of nice for Dewalt. Obviously we're losing some of our shield, but picking off these marines ahead of time means that it's gonna be a lot less buffer for these tanks for this push. And it's gonna be...
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be, well, this tank. Okay, now Dewalt knows. I think he saw the vulture.
Lots of lag
coming
off as well.
Wonder where that comes from. Zero is questioning himself. Okay, not from Zero's part apparently.
This is going really well for Dewalt so far.
So yeah, Julia was right. yet again. Okay.
Shell batteries up, third gate on the way, observer on the way, lag on the way.
Both players happy.
But we're at 4 goons. This vulture is very light on HP because it did get tagged quite a few times.
I don't know if I would be the Terran player and I would be too fucking, I would go for 2 machine shops. And 4
Yeah,
tanks.
I actually almost never see this variation of it. I kind of feel like you just want the 3 tanks, right?
Is
There's
it
so
with
much...
siege or is?
It's
Yeah,
with
it's
siege,
with
yeah.
siege. Okay. But is 2 tanks enough?
It's gonna be so many goons out soon, though.
Yeah, it's like we need 3 to have real. Like he cannot move. TerrOr cannot move too aggressively now.
This is gonna have to be a very slow 2-fact push.
Mm-hmm. Because 2 tanks don't really deal that much damage. Here we go. Probes being pulled. Mines very important mines. They can absorb so much damage. And Marines killing so many of these probes. Oh my god.
Wait, this is kind of working. We still have 2, or sorry, we still have all 3 tanks. More vultures coming in.
The Zells are coming, and these are the real heroes of Protoss race. Like this is what you really need against these kind of situations. Not a lot of Dragoons, just Zells. However, well, he's lost too many. This tank is gonna fall. Yeah, it is. But there's still two tanks left. Wow.
They're all looking pretty annoyed with that lag spike coming.
Yeah. Dewalt is like stuck up the A12. TerrOr is like.
Oh, even the vulture is gonna slip in. Luckily, our goon does pop just in time, so at least gonna prevent that from being overly annoying. There's not a lot of units down here for TerrOr right now, though. And another pro pool gonna come.
I don't know. A nice usage of shield battery here.
Yeah,
But is
nice.
it enough? Maybe it is enough. And the mine truck! Wow.
Oh no, Dewalt. More probes going down, another Dragoon coming out, but another tank and some vultures show up here, and he's going to keep slow pushing forward. Dewalt looking a little light on supply, which means we're pretty light on the workers, as well as our armor being very low.
Yeah, definitely. We've already lost many probes. Spider mines. Ah! Bam!
Oh, no.
That was tilted, big time tilted.
He is incredibly tilted. You can see it in his face, looking very, very unhappy. We might get a little bit words about the lag spikes here.
Oh yeah.
But TerrOr going to take a 2-0 lead. First with the 13 CC, and then the complete opposite of 2 factory.
TerrOr just knows what it takes to piece Dewalt off.
Yeah, I imagine during that 2-fact, he's got his feet down there kind of poking at his router, messing with it.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, really attacking a Dewalt from multiple angles this game.
Outstanding move, as the name says.
Right. TerrOr going up 2-0. Next map gonna be Polestar, and I also really like this map for Terran, honestly. But Dewalt picking this.
Pick a map that you don't like for Terran.
I actually don't like Deja Vu for Terran. That's about it.
Yeah, makes sense. Ever since you cannot put turrets on the high ground.
Yeah, it's not fair anymore. Alright, players are ready. We're gonna quickly jump into game 3 here on Polestar, Dewalt versus Terran.
Here we go, guys. The game has begun. Game number 3, and it is already a match point. Spawning in the bottom left corner, TerrOr as Blue Terran.
Alright, and down 0-2, spawning in the top left, we have Dewalt. See a lot of fidgeting from Dewalt right now. Definitely agitated. See the head going side to side and kind of readjusting his chair constantly. He looks Either he's trying to get focused or he's irritated. Maybe a little bit of both.
But still, I'm sure he's confident in his play. So I don't really expect him to do anything crazy or just tilt, or maybe will he tilt? Like if the game keeps lagging, I could expect him to tilt and, for example, like prematurely leave if something goes wrong. I could totally see that coming.
Yeah, I think we are tilted. I saw a couple little head shakes there as well. I think he's still thinking about last game. I have a tendency to do this myself. I get kind of sucked into it. Right, I kind of stop focusing on the current game and I'm just pissed about the last game, you know? But hopefully he does overcome that. Hopefully he doesn't let it bother him. And he can kind of regather himself and get back on track here.
Okay, we've got Probe Scout this time around and Gateway kind of forward, so potentially a Zealot opponent. Also, there is a lot of mental pressure on the Vault. Like once you're getting called and named as the best foreign player, like the top 1 pretender for the BSL title in this season, like there's a lot of pressure on you, and it's like you feel like everyone roots against you, you know. So yeah, it's that harder part of being known as one of the greats.
Definitely a lot more pressure on you than the underdog, for sure. Yeah, I've always found it to be... Well, I'm actually kind of the opposite, though. I tend to perform better when I feel like people believe that I'm gonna win, you know? Even though it usually typically works the other way, you don't have as much pressure, but for me it's like, people think I'm gonna win and I want to prove them right.
Yeah, but yeah, because you want to win, you want to prove them right. This is where the extra pressure comes from, because
Sure.
you want more.
Well, maybe I just perform better when pressured, then I guess.
Yeah.
When people think I'm gonna lose, it's like, well, I don't want them to be wrong, so I lose on purpose, you know? So you are getting that Zealot opener from Dewalt. TerrOr did go for a 16cc.
Oh, wow, this was so close to being almost game over here. Like, you really don't want to lose your first scouting a Marine like that. Well, X here are gonna definitely help.
Yeah, look, and that's a second Zealot on the way, right? Is that what we're seeing?
Yep, definitely. Stark was right. Just put some SCVs. Oh my god! Ooh. -1 Marine, this is huge.
Yeah, very, very important, especially with the second Zealot showing up here.
Yeah.
On top of this SCV.
Well, tries to get the SCV. Gets the bunker SCV.
Yeah.
333 HP on that bunker, so yeah, he will be able to get onto that bunker, but so what, these Zealots are gonna just walk into TerrOr's main, and this game is, well, close to just being over.
Yeah, oh, SCV even takes a bad bounce, insta-dies, because it's just 2 swipes from the 2 Zealots. Miss SCV, I was about to say just 1 tap. Goon shows up as well, we haven't even started the factory yet. And this is just looking over.
Marine versus 2 Zealots and Dragon.
Not great for TerrOr.
Still, SCVs are here. Look at them. Look at them go. Look at them go. What else do you need?
Name a better unit against Dragoons than SCVs.
Perfect against Forpool. Perfect against Protoss.
Our Nexus is off. Dewalt.
It's not that big of a deal. It would be worse if it was off position to the top.
Yeah, but I feel like this kind of adds to like the mental strain, right? When you see yourself making mistakes like this, especially when you know everybody's looking at you as, you know, kind of the favorite of the whole tournament, right? And then I know I kind of get like that sometimes when I'm streaming or something and I see myself make like really, really stupid mistakes. I get a little bit embarrassed when I know that people are watching, and I just imagine them being like, Ozzy, are you serious? Like, you really did that wrong? But definitely a fantastic start for Dewalt. Got a lot of damage done. Happily mining on his natural now. We're going to start pressuring this Bunker relatively soon with our goon range. Tanks very far from being out, especially with siege mode, and we have
Is it
Reavers on the way.
starport? Is it starport that we're seeing here from TerrOr? Yes, it is. But at the same time, we're gonna see. It's like there's gonna be a Reaver when 2 tanks are gonna be out. So yeah, definitely a lot of potential for Reaver play here.
Yeah, definitely a very tough situation for Terran. It's gonna be really hard for them to deal with the Reavers when it shows up. I mean, we're not planning on turrets anytime soon, right? So
yeah, TerrOr kind of goes with the right calls here.
no, okay, we did defeat right here.
Interesting to see if he's gonna go for dropship or is yeah, seems like he's gonna go for the dropship. I was wondering if he's not gonna go for a Ray first.
I'll just go for Wraith to kind of prep for the Reaver, which you always know the Dewalt's playing Reaver, right?
Yeah, just gamble against Reaver, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Dewalt gonna jump on this a little bit. He knows if he gets that tank with his Reaver on the way that it's pretty much game over.
Seems done. Now let's see where turrets are gonna be built. Okay, inner circle.
Yeah, kind of the
Wow,
standard.
look at how wise. I mean, I was expecting like this tank to go back to his main now that he's shown that bunker cannot be attacked anymore. But now he's gonna keep it sieging. Okay. Dropship, hello. Doesn't reveal. Yeah, I think he wanted to repair the turret, but they clicked it too early, so we couldn't repair it. 2 Zealots also annoying, and these supply depots are gonna explode.
And he spots the dropship on the way.
Multiple SCVs here and there. Zealots.
Yeah, deflects the dropship too. Just Dewalt on top of everything right now. Tank goes down. This tank also very low on HP. Gonna unload it and try to finish it off. Oh, okay, we shut the Marine. That's fine.
Out of Scarabs, probably.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Yeah, trying to target with a Reaver as it runs out of Scarabs is very, very annoying, because you try to get an attack command, it's a move command, and then when the Reaver finishes its Scarab, then it picks a new target.
So how many SCVs do we have total? 0, I think. We can count.
Yeah, 13 SCVs or so for Terror. Down 26 supply to 67. Not looking great for Terror, to say the least.
Not great at all.
This will be a nice one for Dewalt to just kind of help himself settle back down, you know? Just get a clean win like this over Terran after those first 2 games.
Yep.
Running in here, killing the tank, killing the dropship, killing a Wraith even.
Yeah.
3rd base up and running behind us as well.
Dewalt knows.
Yeah. Not a whole lot to say. I can't fake caster hype this one, guys. I know sometimes I say I can't see a win condition for a player, but I genuinely cannot see the win condition for Terror here. I believe this is a moment absolutely where Flash would not win.
I mean, but if Protoss player was, for example, like some other player,
Sure.
maybe
If it was me, 100% Flash still wins. Terror probably still wins if it's me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
We're looking for an opening here now. Are we gonna bulldog now? We're going for more harassment. Oh!
Ooh, man, that got close. That almost found the angle. I saw it kind of swerve and curve around.
Sometimes you can tell right away if the scrap is gonna connect, and sometimes it may or may not connect.
Yeah.
No Marines in the bunker. Well, saw that with his shot.
Adding insult to injury here. Dewalt at 103 supply to TerrOr's 38. Does TerrOr genuinely believe that he has a fighting chance, or what are we thinking here?
Terra just sits and annoys with the Protoss player.
I feel like that's what it is, right? I feel like he's just trying to annoy Dewalt at this point. I can't think of any other reason you'd be staying here.
Yeah, like one factory. Just sieges up. No. You need to win.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many games I've had, especially when I'm playing like BGH or something, right? Where you have the entire map, you've got 3 people alive, you got one guy in a corner, and you're like, hey, can you leave? And it's like, no, come kill me. I feel like that's exactly what we're dealing with right now. While flying in with this observer, trying to identify why we're still here. But I think he's kind of figured it out. TerrOr definitely just gonna Dewalt shaking his head even. It's kind of working. Like I think it's actually annoying him.
One factory. Here we go.
Oh, you know what I bet it is? I think TerrOr is trying to keep Dewalt up later because he knows how late it is for Dewalt.
Wow, brilliant.
This makes sense, right? I think this is what we're doing.
Here we go. Million of Zealots. Yeah. One factory cannot hold Zealots.
140 supply to 47 supply. And it looks like Dewalt's somehow going to break this position with his army. Reclaim the natural. I'm waiting for TerrOr to lift his buildings. Okay, gonna GG. Dewalt gonna take his first win of the series, making it 1-2 in favor of TerrOr.
Yeah, good adjustments from Dewalt. That's what he should do, I think, with his level of play, multitask and micro. Just open with Zealots. This allows you to find some damage. Even if you don't find the damage, I think you're not terribly behind if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for Dewalt winning on Polestar here. I forgot do you remember what our next map was? I kind of lost track.
Deja Vu was the fourth or okay, the fourth.
Alright, Deja Vu.
So what was the fifth map?
Which means the Deja Vu was picked by TerrOr. Although I guess with the map, yeah, it kind of makes sense, I guess. So we'll get Deja Vu, and if Dewalt wins this, then our game 5 will be on Dominator.
Interesting what TerrOr is gonna do. Interesting. Now that he's CC first, or rather after Rack CC failed, will he bet again on going CC first? So, like Deja Vu is really the map here. You could go for it. Like the rushing distance is extremely huge on this map.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd maybe be a little bit worried because Dewalt is opening that Zealot now. I think he's tired of TerrOr shenanigans. We might just see a Dewalt Zealot first every game here from now on. Maybe just wanting to avoid some of this nonsense coming out of TerrOr.
Yeah, it's like, I wanna go sleep, let me end this fast.
Yeah. But yeah, it's become interesting to see what TerrOr wants to open with now. Because we went 13 CC into a 2-fact, into a 15 CC, or 16 CC. And yeah, definitely mixing up and trying to keep Dewalt on his toes a little bit. No more goon scouting from Dewalt, I don't imagine.
Oh yeah, especially like you got CC first and 2-fact, right? So both of these situations are kind of countered by Zeld opener. Like CC first because you get to harass Terran and early with Zelds, and against 2-fact because, well, you get to scout Terran player.
Is Dewalt ever a 12 Nexus guy, or does he kind of stray away from that?
I think he can 12 next, but I
Probably
don't
want
see
to
that.
here.
Yeah, it would be a big gamble. I wouldn't want to take it.
Yeah. All right, opponents are ready, or the players are ready, so we're going to hop into game 4 here on Deja Vu of TerrOr versus Dewalt.
Alright guys, game number 4, the game has begun. We have Dewalt spawning as red Protoss in the bottom right corner.
Sorry. And then in the bottom left here, we have TerrOr, the blue Terran.
Where is his camera?
I said his cell phone died. I guess that's what he had his camera on before.
I don't know, I think he wants to kick the router. So he's not seen doing that.
That could be it, yeah. That being said, the game does look a little bit more choppy this time, right? So.
Alright, what does the pylon positioning tell us? Perhaps again Zealot opener.
Yeah, it's a little more passive than the last one, right? But it's still kind of forward. So it could be Zealot for sure. Keep an eye on that for Dewalt.
Oh yeah, look at how far to the left it is from the pylon.
Yeah, okay, definitely going to be a Zealot opener. Kind of what I was starting to expect now. I think Dewalt is going to be doing this Gateway Scout Zealot opener. Just make sure no nonsense from Terran and try to get into a more normal game state.
And TerrOr, look at that, there is no barracks!
Oh. So we are going to 13 CC again. Dewalt did go for Crawl Scout first. Gonna see that it's not Crawl Spawn, which will be good news for him. And yeah, this is gonna be potentially a very, very rough start for Terra. Cue the lag. An immediate look of anger on Dewalt's face.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we're going to be getting multiple Zealots out of Dewalt here, so going to be a very, very tough situation for Terra to navigate. Barrack's going to be just now starting, as the Zealot is going to be popping out here.
Okay, so if you build a supply depot on the right side of the barracks, it's gonna be completely Zealot, right?
Yep.
So yeah, the only... And you can also build a supply depot between command center and gas, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like
I've never seen this, but yeah. Interesting. So Zealot gonna be showing up here pretty soon towards Terran. A little bit more lag. And Zealot gonna be showing up before the barracks is even done.
Is he gonna build the supply depot? I don't know. First he needs to finish off the barracks. The barracks is finished.
That bunker starts right away. No SCVs down yet. First Marine gonna be popping out pretty soon. A lot of weak SCVs, but nothing going down is great for Terra. And this positioning is pretty good for Terra too, right, with the SimCity, because now...
Wow, this is
the Zealot's not
outstanding control. Incredible, God! Stark was right!
Wow.
Stark was right, come on! What is this?
This so far has been a beautiful hold from Terra. Pretty much perfect SCV drilling and stuff to avoid. He's only lost a single SCV so far. And not quite getting the block because of the egg pathing the way it works, so the SCVs did go around a little bit. Goon gonna show up now. You gotta be careful with this Goon because...
Oh yeah, this is very dangerous.
SCVs beat the Goon.
And these SCVs are really a low HP.
Yeah, there's a lot of very hard SCVs. Gonna keep running the Zealot around and just kind of distract those Marines in the meantime.
So and it's really hard for, probably for Dewalt to micro into places at once. It's really easy to just right click onto the Dragoon with SCVs.
Yep. And gonna get cornered here by these SCVs and go down. Next game gonna be showing up, but we're at a pretty high Marine count. We're gonna get 4 Marines in that bunker now. And that's going to pretty much put an end to these run-bys with these units.
Wow.
And
this is a great position for Terra to be in. Like,
yeah.
He's even pushing out with Marines. Like, this may be a little bit ambitious.
Yeah, a little bit scary. But yeah, he's in a great spot. This was not enough damage for Dewalt at all against the 13cc, so great micro and control from Terran. Green range is finished, so we're going to be chipping away at this bunker for a while at least, because we don't have the add-on yet for that factory. Even a missed shot from the game just add more insult to injury.
Very agile Marine.
And yeah, great start for Terry here.
And we get
Robo.
the very important scout. We see the Nexus timing, we see the robotic, we see that there are no Citadel Fadul.
Yeah, actually great. So he knows he can delay those turrets for a little bit longer. Does already have the eBay, but can make the turrets when he knows it's time. 3 goons here chipping away at the bunker. Tank probably coming out relatively soon. Yeah, there it is. And it's gonna be another drop play from Terran. Did we have siege mode coming? Okay, yeah, we did.
Yeah, it's probably siege, right?
So Goon's gonna chip away at this. Gonna get siege mode and
Bam, the middle goon.
off. Yeah, good targeting from Terran. Unfortunately, lost vision, so didn't get that second shot. And now let's see what kind of damage Terra can get. Is he gonna go 4 Marines, 2 Vultures? Is that gonna be our drop?
I think so.
Oh,
No.
okay. These are just defensive Marines, I guess, in case of the Reaver.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad, right? For Marines against some good DPS, but Dewalt expects. No. Yes, no. Like he was moving his guns like back to defense.
Vulture drop, lag spite hits. Got multiple attacks from Terra coming in.
Yeah.
Wow, that Vulture glitches out and doesn't get any more shots off.
Yeah, even if it doesn't really kill many probe, just all these balls.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like this was some crazy aggression from Terra. This is off the back of a 13cc, right? So it's not like he needs to get some sort of devastating damage to even the game up.
He confirmed also the river, and he's getting a Wraith in response.
Yeah, with the Wraith is something I need to start doing more often too. Well, I say that, nobody in my rank makes Reavers, but if they do, I'll start learning to make Wraith.
Let's see what Devil does in this situation, because you're facing against a starport opener, so you really don't want to overcommit with that shot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's just gonna use this for control at this point. Or so I thought. He's actually gonna die then. And now we have to commit this Reaver. And it's gonna go down. Not good for Dewalt.
And frontal attack at the same time.
Oh, this is huge though.
Yeah.
So I hated the drop at first, and now I see the vision. Dewalt getting in with all these goons, no tanks in position, a little bit of ways away from it, so gonna lose a decent number of SCVs, gonna lose a lot of mining, even chipping away at this Wraith and getting it very low. Tank's finally gonna get back up here. Dewalt gonna seal this Observer, and opts to move. Okay, I was gonna say, are we moving in? A little bit of indecision from Dewalt there.
Yeah, this is match point, so you don't want to gamble with everything. Also, good call from Devil, because it was all in all one factory, one starport, so TerrOr just couldn't have that many units to deal with that, right? Just a couple of them.
That was very good.
And given that he went for a drop, he also invested in vultures, so yeah, just a few units to defend with.
Alright. So when the dust settles, after everything's said and done, the game state not looking so terrible for Dewalt after all.
I would say it's kind of even.
Yeah, it seems relatively even. Been losing the Fort Observer, which kinda sucks.
Yeah, it is annoying.
Yeah. Another drop heading out towards the north side, gonna be looking for that third base for Dewalt. Hopefully we don't shoot that egg with our siege tank.
Oh my god, we do!
Okay.
Ah! just one hit.
Yeah, unsiege this tank just in time to save that tank.
Okay, cannon each base. Probably Fortress researching +1. We've got a scan, we'll see what's going on. Let's see what TerrOr decides to do here.
Alright, a little bit of every unit here in this drop.
That being annoying. Now, Dewalt may be on his way, so it's just gonna be a little bit of harassment.
Yeah, I don't really like the thought of just looking to pick off that gun and leave, but at least gets it low. And like you said before, now Dewalt has to worry about where this dropship is, so he can't just consolidate all of his army here at the front very easily.
He sees with Observer that maybe he can pick off an SCV if it went to the right side of the turret.
Pretty much perfectly playing that range with these Reaver, I said, and then he starts sporting a shot. Now, did lose the Observer again, so we can't really spot this army moving
Dropship move. Oh.
It's like clockwork.
Stop kicking it! Okay. One? No, not even one shot from the tank.
Yeah, and this is good for Dewalt too, because now he knows that dropship is dealt with, so he doesn't have to worry about leaving army behind or worrying about it anymore.
That being said, Vultures are out on the map.
Yeah, it's true. He deals with the drop, but then he still has to worry about something else, right? So, really good kind of tempo play from TerrOr, just making sure Dewalt is never comfortable doing what he wants to do. Just always having things out on the map and making him think and worry about things.
And yeah, this is out of factories. How many? 6 factories there. Now, interesting what is TerrOr gonna do in this position, because he sees that Protoss is also on free bases, so in theory, you can just macro it out like that. Whenever there's like I'm looking at the
yeah. And here we're seeing really the unbalance of this map. These observers allowed to walk forward because we can't build on the high ground. So unfair for Terran.
So unfair, there are scans, because energy.
Then how are we supposed to scout, Vana?
With scans, because energy. Here's the scan.
Alright, TerrOr gonna commit to this push.
Okay. Yeah, this is the... Oh my god. This is the moment, guys. This is where it's all gonna get decided. We've got 2 shuttles. These tanks are very far forward. Not quite in position for this. Dropping the Reaper. Zealots on top of the tanks. Yeah, this looks like a sweep from the old. This was a very well executed attack from there.
Yeah, very easy cleanup for Dewalt. In the end, like you said, the tanks went very far forward. When you're sieging, as the Zealots are getting on top of you, it's almost never a good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you try to be a little bit kind of semi-sneaky, trying to come around to get onto this high ground from below. I don't fully understand why we didn't just push across the high ground from side to side, to be honest, but not working out for TerrOr, this army movement.
Yeah, he probably wanted to just avoid the river that was standing in between.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Dewalt immediately gonna go for this counter, and the cross-spawn Nexus, so far away from everything.
The follow-up damage, either like you've dealt with the Terran army, so you're fine with just going back to harassment.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about a counter push or anything. Even if this got cleaned up relatively easily, there's no threat of getting pushed behind this. And that being said, it's going to trade pretty well. A lot of SCVs going down, a lot of... Oh my god, perfect scarab shot on those vultures.
At the same time, natural is being reached, yeah. Yeah, this was very well dealt with by the Dewalt, but at the same time, you got understand and respect TerrOr, who went for, tried to just finish Dewalt. Because it's up to 1, right? So let's Let's gamble.
I mean, the main thing that impresses me is how little damage it took off of this 13cc. That was so impressive to me.
Right, right.
I thought it was game ending. I was wrong. Sometimes it's completely fine.
Stork was right all along.
Stork was right. All right, so we're going to tie the series up 2-2, and we are at risk of 2 reverse sweeps in a row on the winners bracket here. And the winner of this gets to go up against the fan favorite Boneth.
Look at the scores in the winner bracket. All of them went to game number 5.
Every game, yeah. That's crazy, actually.
Mm.
Yeah, we're coming up on nearly 6 hours today.
Shows you how close foreigners are, actually.
Yeah, true. And the loser of this gets to go play against JD Conan. It's going to be a tough series for JD. Neither one.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be tough for the loser, right? Because regardless who is the loser, it's gonna be tough for him mentally. Like,
yeah.
He was just one step away from just going through the winner bracket.
Right. So, what are you thinking? Who would you rather play against personally at this point, Dewalt or Terra? Does Terra shenanigans make you uncomfortable, or you don't mind?
I don't think I mind. I'd rather play like a part-timer, or actually I don't know if Terror is a part-timer, but but when you face the ulti, you know you're playing against a pro gamer who's dedicating so much of his time. So just based on that, yeah, let's go against Terror.
It looks like our players are ready. We're going to hop into Game 5 of Dewalt versus TerrOr on Dominator.
Alright guys, here we go. Game number 5, the match point. Winner of this advances through the winner bracket. Here is also the lag, spawning on the right side of the map, Red Terran TerrOr.
And spawning on the bottom side, also known as 615, we have Dewalt.
Okay, a very unique map, reverse ramps, lots of high grounds. What should we expect from both players here?
Well, I expect to see more Zealot and Goon pressure early from Dewalt. I think this map is also very, very good for it. If you get control of a ramp early, it's kind of a nightmare for Terran to deal with. I also think it's kind of important to get some sort of early advantage here. I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, I really like playing TVP on this map. Once you get to late game, I think it's very easy to track the Protoss army, and they don't have those 2 corner bases to kind of control and make it hard to play if it ever gets to late game.
Yeah, so when I look at maps from TVP perspective, it's like at what maps I'm comfortable going carriers, and this is one of the maps I'm definitely I'm not feeling comfortable at all.
Yeah. Yeah, this map is definitely more, in my opinion, of a shuttle style or arbiter map. You have these big open main bases, right? And like you said, there's not a lot of dead space for the carriers on this map either.
I think the rushing distance between like the high ground to opponent's high ground is not that big.
Oh yeah.
Scouting for the center of the map. Who knows if there is a... I mean, yeah, this map is also very popular for barracks in the middle of the map because of the reverse ramps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's why we were going cross-spawn scouts earlier too, right? I think you just wanted to make sure there was no BBSs or anything. It's kind of funny, right? When you're playing against a person that's opening like 13cc and 15cc, you're like, okay, this guy's definitely the kind of person that's going to BBS me.
Alright, so let's see what worked for TerrOr CC first and 2-pack, and what worked for Dewalt from TerrOr's opener was also CC first and CC first.
I think we got 14 Zealot, right, from Dewalt? I believe that's what this was. Yeah. Which I think is really good on this map, right? Like I was saying, if you get some early pressure and you get up on this high ground with Zealots and Goons, it's just really annoying for Terran to push through.
So what do you want to do on this map? Just preemptive bunker, just in case. Or after vultures being built, you just push out and then build a bunker.
Yeah, I kind of prefer. For me personally, the way I deal with it, and I'm obviously not the best, reference for it. Once I confirm Zealot, I like to throw down the extra depot and just make another Marine or two, but obviously it's kind of hard in this case. He's going to hide the Zealot and bank it, and you can't really tell when you scout later if they made the Zealot or not. So looks like he may end up going for just normal CC timing since we have the 1 SCV here. But he did go for 4 Marines anyway, so I like that call. I think that's a safe thing to do here, especially on this map. So with the 4 Marines and the Vulture, with proper micro, you can fight this off. But it comes down to micro for sure. And the Zealot getting hits is not a good start.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So from Protoss perspective, we saw 22 Nexus, and that means we're not gonna see a second gun joining the fight anytime soon. So a little bit delayed second gun here.
Yeah, so Terror doing it. Kind of what I agree with. The thing that surprises me is he went for 4 Marines, and I kind of was under the impression that if you go 4 Marine Vulture, you have to make the depot before your CC so that you can keep pumping units for SCVs as you need, but he just decided to cut, that extra SCV or something, and even went for the bunker, I think, before the depot, or at least maybe around the same time. So just playing it extra safe without...
Yeah, probably due to the map, right? You're not really allowed to make any mistakes on this map. It's gonna cost you the game. Alright, so yet again, starport play from TerrOr. On this map I like it much more. Starport playstyle is definitely much better when your main base, Protoss main base, is not in the corner of the map.
Yeah.
Okay, and we see what from Dewalt. Is that free gateway? I think so.
3 gate obs. I like it. This is what I found myself doing most of the time as well. Sorry, I was a little distracted. Got the K-League stuff getting set up on the side while we're kind of wrapping up. My first game's going to be against Artosis, so that's exciting.
Ooh.
Alright, Vulture's getting out of the map lane, so mine's getting a little bit of map control, map vision. Always feels good and comfortable as Terran, just to be able to spot the army movement and just know that everything's staying at home, nothing crazy happening.
Now what's gonna be interesting is what is Dewalt gonna do once his first observer pops out. He has an option to either move out with every gun to try and see if TerrOr can hold his bunker, like a surprise factor, or is he just gonna stay passive and defend from a potential dropship play? Look, like there isn't even a single tank.
Yeah, this is it's gonna be a little bit hectic. This gun's gonna be threatening Terra's front while we're getting Vulture dropped at the same time, so both players very vulnerable right now.
Wow. Dewalt saw a lot of vultures, a lot of mines, and speed. So he must expect. So yeah, it would be wise from TerrOr if he put a building. So the dragons cannot just... Yeah, he needs to pull SCVs like crazy.
Yeah, this is a very scary moment for Terror. Getting a lot of probe damage on the other side.
The mine! Meanwhile, the vultures were dealt with. The bunker is gonna fall.
But these goons are pretty weak. I mean, that mine softened up 2 of them a lot. Even getting a little bit of a surround. Siege mode gonna finish, so Terror actually gonna be able to deflect this without taking too much damage. Dewalt trying to jump on top of that tank, but good SCV block from Terror, not allowing him to get in range. And both players gonna hold on without game-ending damage going either way.
Interesting. Well, the good news for Dewalt is that the dropship fell. Bad news for Dewalt is that he's still on 2 bases.
Yeah. Yeah, they're coming a little bit later than you would like if you're not going Reaver, right? But overall, I think it's fine for either player. Things look pretty normalized. Both players honestly handling what could have been an absolutely chaotic situation relatively well.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, again, Dewalt understands the situation he's in. So Terran is only on one factory for the time being, so he's able to just macro up, build a nexus, focus on workers, delay his gateway explosion, and he's trying to set up a snipe on the dropship. Now TerrOr should actually expect this, but will he? He's not paying attention, and bam! Minus tank and minus.
Nice. Nice pick for
this
Dewalt there.
is huge. This is huge.
Observer gets in, sees the factory count coming down. After picking up that dropship in the units, Dewalt is so comfortable right now.
Oh yeah.
Nothing ever feels better to me than when you kill off that dropship that you're just worried about, right? The whole time, and
Yeah.
I feel so much relief.
Oh yeah, so much in control. Yeah.
And is that 6 fact? Yeah, we got 6 factories here for Terra behind us.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of Love Snow. Anytime I watch him play when he goes for drops, the thought process is if my drop does really good, I'm gonna 6-fact and kill him. Or if my drop does really bad, well, I'm gonna try and kill him with a 6-fact because it's too hard to play from here.
Why drop in the first place? Let's just 6-fact. Yeah, definitely. Very. If I was a Terran player, I'd definitely playing like this as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's a comfortable way of playing.
Like very true, very ogre style where you just sit on 2 bases and make a do or die attack, right?
Mm-hmm. Alright, Dewalt kind of sharking around, making sure there's no CC coming down here. Getting some defensive cannons just in case he redrops, which is pretty understandable. Terra's been relatively unpredictable, and yeah, it would definitely suck after all that to actually get caught off guard by another drop.
What do you want to do as a Terran player? I think you want a unit like for glass, right? With range, so you're not gonna get bothered by these shuttles with reavers too much. Wow, this is good.
Yeah, great pick off from Dewalt. Just gonna get a few vultures for free. Mostly for free. I mean, scarabs are not completely free. You know, I was thinking before, if a scarab is shooting at your vultures and you just run your vulture in a straight line, eventually the Protoss will run out of money.
Yeah, that's true. Like, running with vultures is more cost efficient than shooting at it with cannons.
Yeah.
What is like the minimal damage? I think like the minimal damage is like even 0. If the scarab connects at diagonal. But well,
yeah, I think
more like usually you're getting like 15 HP damage.
Looks like Terror's we're trying to expand, right? The way we're setting up makes me feel like we're trying to expand off of the 6-fact, but we don't have a sci-fi, do we? Yeah, it could be a fake. If there's no sci-fi, then I'm definitely leaning towards fake, and yeah, we are going to go for a push after all. So we just wanted to pretend that he was taking this third, but yeah, no sci-fi. There is no late game plans for Terra. We are definitely going for the push here. We're only down, well, about 30 supply now. It's a relatively scary army, but pushing through the high ground onto these Reavers.
Oh yeah, and 1 scarab connection? Just 1, but yeah. If 2 scarabs connected, that would be...
That would have been 2 tanks down.
TerrOr bled out a lot of vultures, and he's gonna continuously
Oh man.
Oh, and this is like look at the supply, right? And
it's crazy, right?
All these zealots, once they connect, like there are no vulture support. This is a dead Terran army here.
Yeah, it's a bit of a heartbreaker when you go for a push, and before you even get there, the push is over, right? So we're gonna
Yeah, yeah,
unsiege
yeah.
and kind of turn around. Like we can't really commit here. We're even making an eBay so that we can float it for vision and tanking, but we're
Yep.
actually being surrounded even by these tanks.
This is
Being
good.
forced to
Like,
come back.
if he, wow, this is actually much better than I just anticipated.
Yeah, this is actually good for Terra, and I actually like this a lot because he couldn't commit to the push at that point. It just wasn't an option, but they're all gonna find these tanks on the side and kind of jump on top of this. Gonna try and rescue these goons. So this is one shuttle. I mean, Terra's trading as well as you could hope for, but
Oh yeah.
supply is still looking pretty scary for Terra.
Like,
Wow.
you could hardly hope for a better engagement. But at the same time, Dewalt is happily producing more and more stuff.
Yeah, he's on 4 base during this, right? So his economy feels fantastic. And this eBay that was meant to be a spotter going down, we see a ton of Dragoon Zealot here for Dewalt at the front too. So this re-push from Terra. Okay, we did drop a CC behind the push. And gonna just double expand and try to play it out from here. I don't hate it. I don't think pushing works anymore, but this is still so hard. These tanks are very clumsy.
Yeah. We need Vulture support for them. And the river. All these tanks are so red. They're just so red. So close to die.
Terra resorting to his last tactic here, starting to lag switch a little bit more once the game starts going south.
DT moving in onto these weaker tanks. But able to get through.
Yeah, that's such an annoying situation when you see a DT on your tanks and your tanks are all low and you can't scan it because everything's sieged and this is it's such a pain.
Alright, interesting situation. It's not as simple as you would think because Dewalt has lost multiple observers, so he's actually playing like on an easy situation. He probably doesn't expect that there is a bottom right expansion.
Yeah.
This, you know. Alright, are we going to the main?
This is a bad moment for Dewalt because we have we have decent dropship or shuttle defense kind of set up, so he's not going to find too much damage. Lost a lot of units. Supply looking pretty decent for Terra. We do have our sci-fi done as well, so with the double expand and dropping or taking care of this drop without taking much damage, this is starting to look pretty decent as long as we can hold this position.
It would be much more chaotic if the river was able to land in the main base, but it didn't, so. That being said, there are very few SCVs in the mineral line of TerrOr's base, for some reason.
Yeah, he pulled a lot of weight during the drop.
Probably evacuated from the river. Interesting development of this game, really.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that it looks completely fine for Terra. I really thought it looked like it was going to go much, much worse for him.
I think Dewalt was expecting to. Oh, this may be huge. The storm on 2 deep tanks. Wow, the Scarab actually did not connect with the tanks, so they get to live.
Yeah, not a single SCV went down, right? They just walked through the storm like nothing.
Wow, I'm sure Dewalt right now realizes the situation he's in and the pressure. Like, it's 4 base Terran versus 4 base Protoss. Dewalt has not expanded. He's gambling right now. He needs to make this work. And another high template storming the SCVs. Yeah, multiple SCVs died. So the shuttle tries to attack the front at the same time, but siege tanks are in position.
It's starting to look pretty scary for Dewalt. We have double armory spinning for Terry. He's on 4 base right now. Well, I mean, 4 base total, right? But Dewalt, like you said, only on 4 base of his own line, just now dropping his 5th.
Mineral, still you would want another
That's the
main.
main, yeah.
But still, this is a double robotics playstyle, so it's not like it's not an easy game to follow for TerrOr. Like, it feels like he needs to constantly defend until he has like 3 free average. Evacuate the CVs. wow, the Storms catches majority of these SCVs, but TerrOr's been building a lot of them. But yeah, even Zealots, Zealot drops.
One SCV's going down. Dewalt actually up to max with TerrOr dropping down 135 supply, but this is still okay for TerrOr. Dewalt needing to grow a little bit more before I'd start feeling comfortable. Even just this one base, honestly, I don't think I'd be happy with. What do you think? You think just the mineral alone is good enough, or I feel like we still need more?
Yeah, he's taking another natural as well, but wow, look at that. TerrOr still, despite being on the defense all this time, found the time to go on the offense, harass a little bit Dewalt and be annoying with all these spider mines. This is the true annoyance for Protest. Find the time to sack some goons, select an observer, clear the mines. So, if anything, this map just lacks mines. On the map. You can never let the Protest player just have the peace of mind.
I love every Protoss player does this, and I do it too when I play it. I love it when it's like, oh, my probe's about to die, I better make a pylon before it dies. It's just the normal response to getting targeted. We're all going in for this, and this is not looking good for Dewalt.
I don't know, we won't know until we see that.
Wow.
That was a lot of shots, you know, and they also are strong in this match. I don't know, goons are dying, Terran units are dropping, so I think all in all this is what Dewalt wanted to accomplish here.
Yeah, a lot of tanks went down. I saw that position. This is how I feel when I watch Best play, where it's like I see him going for an attack and I'm like, there's no way this is like the correct attack to make. But that went so much better for Dewalt than I thought it would. That being said, supply evened up a good bit now.
And right now Dewalt is on these 5 bases plus 1 being finished. So I don't know what to think. Still anyone's game here.
Yeah, the only positive was that a lot of tanks went down, right? So the tank count's going to be pretty low for a long time now.
But at the same time, we're getting closer and closer to free to upgrades.
Next
so yeah,
CC.
the key in PvT is to make a lot of shuttles, and then once you have a lot of shuttles, you can brute force almost any position. This is exactly what happened.
So how do I stop Protoss from making shuttles? If that's my lost condition, he made too many shuttles.
This is beautiful defense here. Even despite that, there is no reaction from TerrOr. He's gonna lose some, actually a lot of SCVs. At the same time, TerrOr is harassing probes.
This to me is the sign of a good player right here, is where you're being attacked over and over again, but you are still finding time to get out on the map and find your own damage and harassment while you're defending.
Can we kill the Nexus before Vultures are gonna get killed? Potentially, maybe? Not sure.
Actually gonna be
planting some
close,
mines, but we're gonna trade all the Vultures for it.
Yeah, he's gonna kill the Nexus, but it's gonna be a lot of Vultures going down as the price. Does kill all those probes though, so definitely all in all I'd say favorite for TerrOr. Another storm drop here.
Huge. Oh my god.
Oh, we even come back into it a little bit. Man, TerrOr's lost so many SCVs now.
Now, what do you need to do as a Terran player? I wonder if I was in his shoes. Like, do I do a desperate push because I've lost so many SCVs? Or do I just take it slowly, but I'm still gonna get storm drop?
It's hard, right? We've lost so much that we have the CC, but it's kind of hard to take a base with it now. We don't really have a lot of production to keep churning out army that we need to hold an extra base at the moment. Gonna get on the map and start laying some mines. Just trying to get some sort of map presence and control here. Good storms here from Dewalt, just kind of punishing D-Matrix to save that tank even. I love destroying the Vultures.
3 to upgrades, right, on the Terran?
Should be done by now, I'd imagine, yep.
So yeah, we're posturing to make an attack, so Dewalt cannot just effortlessly, harass. So if Dewalt is gonna harass, then well, he won't have enough to defend. But those TerrOr has enough to push. Well, this is like push and defend at the same time, right? Just expand towards. And now a lot of tanks went through the 6 o'clock. Shuttle and those did not connect, and so Dewalt decides to not attack. But that being, if TerrOr is here, that means he's Mira only, as he's exposed.
Exactly. This is both an attack and a defense at the same time from Terror. And it's a hard position for Dewalt to break through. Snipe that Templar, which is really nice. Dewalt pivoting to this mineral-only base, realizing there's a lot of units down here, so I'll be able to pivot and punish this base. Gonna catch a lot of the vultures coming in with these storms.
Now this is getting chaotic here.
Yeah, these are the kind of skirmishes you're looking for a lot, storming on top of these SCVs again.
Oh, yeah.
And we can just kind of hover to the top side here while we focus the CC down. So gonna take that down, so I'd say overall a pretty decent win for Dewalt to get that base up and running on the top side. Nice storms here too, picking off a few more tanks and vultures. I love that he storms the vultures. I feel like at lower rank, too many Protoss players feel like you have to storm the tanks, but getting good storms on the vultures is definitely worth it. Kind of removing a lot of that meat shield that the tanks have.
So Dewalt really feels good probably about this game, but not sure if he knows about the bottom base here. Like it was this. Maybe he thought that TerrOr is just gonna go attack and did not expand that quickly. So not sure if he realizes.
Yeah, well, he should, I feel like, assume that it's down there, because Terror didn't really push very aggressively. And yeah, we see with this dropship, he was fully aware. Gonna drop on top of this, there's not a lot of tier to defend for Terror. Is gonna clean it up, but still losing some SCVs.
Yeah, didn't have too many, so he didn't lose too many either. Okay, so let's see. Counter-attack.
Terror supply is dangerously low now.
Yeah, the amount of SCVs he has is extreme, it seems. That being said, Dewalt is like on what? 3 bases?
Yeah, he's not mining a lot himself.
But yeah, it's just enough to keep it going.
But he also has the option to take a lot of bases right now without too much pressure being on him. Terror has been forced into a defensive position. Looks like he did try to take that main, but there are mines there blocking it. But the rest of the map is pretty much open to Dewalt whenever he's ready for it.
Multiple cannons at one of the bases. Like, what can you harass really? Wonder if what Dewalt has in his that second natural. Like, this is probably the base you wanna harass at this point, or maybe Mira only. But yeah, it's looking very grim for Terran.
Yeah, Dewalt doubling the supply now, looking for more storm drops on top of these SCVs. Gets one SCV. It's pretty good.
Worth it. 50 Miras for 50 Miras.
You been trading a storm for 1 mine? I like it. I like it. Yeah, it feels like once Dewalt's ready to start kind of slamming another army in here, it's going to be super hard for Terror to hold any one position.
Yeah, it's one more push and Terror is not gonna... Cannot.
So many shuttles. Like 7 or 8 shuttles over there. It's crazy.
The numbers tell you. Terror cannot hold the next attack.
Yeah. If you ask me, can Terror hold? My question is, how many shuttles does Dewalt have? If the answer is more than 4, then the game is over.
And it is, in fact, more than 4.
Yeah, 6 shuttles gonna fly in here to this bottom base, start unloading units everywhere. Maybe a little... Yeah, there we go. A lot of the zealots coming on now. Gonna break this position, kill this base off, and with that going down, how much money does Terror really have going on anymore?
Yeah. So yeah, game was decided when Dewalt has successfully harassed probably the bottom base. And here it is GG.
GG.
Very
Well,
close series.
had to work very hard in this last game. Yeah, I think you're right. It's these drops down at the bottom bases, right? We killed so many SCVs over and over again with these storms. Pivoted to that mineral only base, killed a lot more SCVs, and he just kind of slowly grinded Terror down, despite Terror being in a really good position. All right, so Dewalt gonna take this series 3-2, move on to the next match. Gonna be against Boneth, good old PvP. Seems like every BSL I'm watching Boneth versus Dewalt at some point.
Yeah. What can I say? It is what it is.
And Terror gonna go down and play against JD Conan there in the losers bracket. All right, I'm gonna have to let you guys take it from here. I'm an hour late for my K-League, so I need to hop over there and get started with that stuff.
All right. Thanks for casting, Ozzy.
Yeah, thanks for joining me, Bonnet. I appreciate you not making me solo cast. My voice was already struggling, so you 100% saved me.
I don't
All right,
wear a
hope you guys
cape.
enjoyed. Sorry.
I don't wear a cape. Go.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys later. See you.
Alright guys, let's see what Zero has stored up for us, and probably like the Thanksgivings and all. So yeah, thank you everyone for following, just watching Bombastic StarLeague. It's really important for us to get at least Zero's motivation up, so viewer count. So yeah, stay tuned, watch BSL in the future, continue supporting, and thank you for the direct supporters, Patreons of Bombastic StarLeague, with $200, $100, $50, and so on. Thank you everyone. Your support is really appreciated. Andrew, Magnetic News Striker, Apocalypse, and many others important figures as well on the right side. Thank you guys.
Okay, Mr. Bonnie, I will unmute myself for a second. So, since we have you here, maybe we will use you to make some predictions about the bracket. Would you like to?
All right, just really fast because you know it's 2 a.m. and
Yeah,
I'm gonna wake
late.
up in like 4 hours. I'm not gonna get
me too.
too long sleep. All right, so Hulk versus Ultra. Interesting. Hard to predict. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna bet on. Damn it, it's hard. It's anyone's game. I don't know what to predict.
It's last season Gosu League finals.
Then it's me against Dewalt. I don't know what to predict either, guys. But yeah, if I want to beat Dewalt, I need to practice. Tricky against Siki against SPX. Well, I'm gonna put my money on Siki. Then we've got TerrOr against JD Conan, TerrOr, Cross against Doodle, Cross, and Dragon versus Maligno. Well, this is a good one, but Dragon.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So good luck practicing. You have 1 week to get back to your Super Gosu PvP shape. And
All right.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining and for casting. And
yeah, thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. And
yeah, thank you guys. Bye. See you soon. See you next week and during the week for the Gosu League and on Friday for BSL 2 versus 2. So bye guys.